Welcome to the channel, 831 Avo. Today we're gonna reset a layer of mulch, untreated redwood sawdust. But before we do that, we're gonna feed this gem avocado tree in Santa Cruz, California. But before we get into that, a little cool down treat. Maven's avocado ice cream. Check out the nutritional facts. By the way, this is available at Costco, at least in the Santa Cruz one. ASMR. Delicious, highly recommended. You know, I don't really face reveal, but my eyes are like rolling into the back of my head and my eyes are getting crossed. So this is really good. It's like it's a slight hint of avocado, but it's actually sweet. And if you look, total sugars, added sugar, it has a lot of sugar, is what I'm trying to say. So it's sweet with a hint of avocado-ness. Okay, back into it. Alex Aldaña, siempre el primero, bro. Gracias por el apoyo, bro. Ya sabes, your double delight, was it the double delight? What was the nectarine? But yeah, work on establishing that. And I'll even give you some of my budwood if you want to multi-craft it. Yeah, good luck with establishing that for sure. Deciduous are more forgiving. Citrus, they want apical dominance, and avocado, you have to keep going back, keep going back, keep going back, because the vigor will want to get away from with the host tree. It'll rather push a new growth than just run with the graft. So you constantly have to go back, go back, go back, rub those little nubs off. But yeah, anything deciduous, apple, pears, all the stone fruits, nectarines, peaches, plums, apricots, and their hybridized pluots and plums. Pluots and apriums. Super easy. Super easy. So give it a try and you'll find that it's not as difficult as you would think. All right. So first, let's go over the mound right here. Several things happened. Let me take you in. So as you can, I normally always reset down grasses, but this time around, we peeled everything away to reset the perimeter border. We reset the perimeter border, and then we reestablish a wider caldera because the canopy is getting some reach. So let me get the tape. At the widest point, it's kind of in like an oval shape. I apologize. It's like at 5 feet. Try to take you out 5, and then it's actually 5 by 4. The reach of the canopy is currently at 4.5 feet, and then I haven't even measured the height. tallest point, tallest limb. Four feet and 3 inches. 4 feet and 3 inches. Again, it would have been taller, but I decided to go multi-shoot. Multilateral. All right, step 1 is feed. So I don't really measure, I eyeball. It's organic, you really can't go wrong with it unless you really overdo it. But so far, everything's good. So if you have a nectarine, as per like neighbor's recommendation, and that's why I got into pluots and apriums. Pluots and apriums perform better than their parents, at least here in the Santa Cruz County. So my neighbor has a 10-year-old Royal Blenheim apricot, sets only like half of the time, and even then light crops. They bloom too early. The blooms always get washed away. Our springs sometimes are still a little muggy, a little wet, and always that last rinse. It'll be like that it rains, it stops for a week or two, it triggers the blooms, and then it rains again. Well, that pause in the rain triggers the blooms, but then that last rain rinses and washes all the flowers away. So pluots and apriums open up a little later, and we're able to get a decent crop. So I would go with pluots and apriums. You know, if you've been following, you know I've been explaining to La Raza what pluots and apriums are. I see that people avoid the tree, avoid the fruit, because people haven't really explained to us what that is, and that's why I'm right here. That's what I do, explain it to in Spanish. I'll always tag it like pluot and aprium, and then explain in Spanish, híbrido entre chabacano x cruce con ciruela, or the opposite, ciruela cruce con chabacano. But yeah, I'm going hard with the pluots and the apriums. Originally developed by Floyd Zager, the Zager family farm. I think I want to say it's up where in Hickman or Modesto, California, somewhere up there. A ciruela mexicana. Cool. All right, so first up is the fruit tree fertilizer. All right, let me bring you in on what I did right here. So still at a set mound, sits high, the tree, but then right here I carved around a caldera and then ramp it up right here. Ramp it up to fill the gaps between the rocks to retain. We want to drive water down. And yeah, this is pretty much at the tree's drip line. Check it out. So the theory is like the water when it rains, boom, right there. That's where I want to be. So that was the work today. Peeled back. Had to peel back some landscaping cloth and shaped it. We set the perimeter of rocks and shaped it. But here we go, now the feed. And let's measure the trunk diameter. It calls for a cup every inch of, a cup and a half or an inch of cup diameter. And let's see where we're at. So we're at 2 inches. 2 inches thick. And so we could be going heavier. we could be going heavier. So it says 2 cups. So just sprinkle all around. I'm gonna concentrate most of it on the perimeter, but still feed the main root ball. But I want those feeder roots to shoot out. Princess Azula. I was reading a botany journal from 1970s talking about a nurseries using diluted urine to fertilize orchards. Okay, yeah, that's I've heard that too via AJ the Graphman. So, but no, I don't really do that. The cats might get in there, unfortunately, but I don't. I if I needed to, I would, but I have lots of. I'm at the nursery and I can get this relatively easier using my employee discount. So here goes the feeding. On the gloves, the custom gloves. Shout out to my tío Robustino, Colonia San Martín de Porres, León, Guanajuato. He swapped these 2 panels for me. I asked him, hey, just swap these 2 panels, make it a green thumb. This is gonna be in the merch line. So, appreciate all the support. And now we're gonna scratch it in. Scratch it in. Why do we scratch it in? So it stays in place. So it stays in place so it doesn't wash away. And then wind erosion also. It's so light, it's so fluffy, it would just get blown away. But again, we're not really too concerned with wind erosion because we lay the layer of mulch on top of it. But that's another reason why to lay down a layer of mulch, to prevent your nutrients from just flying away. All around, even the high mound. Scratch it in. Inglés y español también, díganme. You guys let me know. Check out the trunk. Another thing I want to talk about is limb drop. Limb drop. Don't be scared of limb dropping. Sometimes the bigger, more, like look at this big old sucker. It's not a rootstock sucker, it's just a sucker. It just, this was what, to the right, it was what was designated as the main trunk. But then sometimes you'll get suckers that come out with lots of vigor. And that happens. And it could be that it shades other smaller limbs, and those die back and drop. Don't be scared. It's part of the process. As long as you still have a lot of growth. Again, I'm going slow, but it's okay. Don't really want to. All right, and it's perfect that we finished off right here, because this was a reminder to let you guys know to feed your leaves back to the tree. So it's cannibalizing itself at this point. And now the mulch. Look at that. What, a 55-gallon, I think? It's a trash can. It's a trash can. But yeah, now we're remulching. Let me set you guys up on the tripod while I work. Just gonna tip it over and sprinkle it around. Franco Andres, what kind of avocado tree? Gem. Gem. 2-year in-ground gem. It had fruit set. That wasn't my priority. And just vacationing, somewhat underwatered, it dropped it, but that's okay. Next year it'll be a 3rd-year in-ground. I will be focusing on keeping some fruit. But yeah, currently we just measured the reach, the canopy reach, 4.5 wide by like 4 and 3 inches in height. Let me take you in. Spreading the mulch. Untreated redwood sawdust. Some say even this is fertilizer. And again, last time I applied a layer of mulch, it was probably, look, it's so fine that this is really like 18 months away from being dirt, really. So just push it. Go for cage. Pine? Pine. Ooh, I don't know, bro. Yeah, mate, you can. You can. But we're right here in the Santa Cruz Mountains, Redwood Forest. And this is what we have. But yeah, you could use pine. I'll even it out a little bit more, but just let me pan out a little bit so you guys get to see how it looks. It's night lights for my little baby. So it's looking good. Quick walk around. Finish dumping the rest of this on the low side. Alright, I apologize. Looks nice. Thank you, Frank. Let me know what you guys are growing. And also the Gwen fruit giveaway coming up. You guys know how I like to do it. We're drawing Dragon Ball cards again. So we're going to be drawing cards for a 6-pack of Gwens. It's going to be duros, ungassed. Fresh off the tree, ungassed. A 6-pack of Gwens, like in 2 or 3 weeks. So stay tuned for the Gwen avocado fruit giveaway. Yeah, the Gwen avocado fruit giveaway for sure coming up. Hey, people like the game. People get the only thing last time, bro, it just got drawn way too quick, so the suspense wasn't like hyped up, wasn't built up. But it happened to be someone local, solid dude. He's growing a lamb. He reached out, shot his address, and I pulled up and gave him his gems. But yeah, this time I'm gonna maybe do more. So that way people light up the chat, because the other one was way too easy. Way too easy. I want to say the dude sniped it like on the third or fourth draw, like way quick. Like we haven't even gotten started, and bam, quick. Yeah, that was a quick one, the last one. But hopefully the next one we could kind of draw it out, light up my chat, and just build the suspense, because I know people like that game. So a little info on like how I like that game, or why I like that game. Back in the 90s, I would go to Mexico, and you would pay a peso for a rascagana. This is basically like Dragon Ball tattoos up on a board, and you just pay a peso to scratch a number, and you were aiming to get like the big old Dragon Ball or Goku tattoo. And me, I would just pull up, and I would be like, give me the board. I'd pay 100 pesos, and I'd get the whole board, bro. You don't see that anymore. There's rascaganas, but they're no longer like anime themed ones. There's just like little party favorite ones. But yeah, that was the rascaganas back in the 90s, bro, en los tianguis, en la línea, las placitas, you know? So yeah, shout out. Have a bunch of love for Dragon Ball. It's like nostalgia, and Mexico has a bunch of love for Dragon Ball. So I'm taking the gem to Mexico, and then a bunch of Dragon Ball cards too. Everything that I'm doing, like, And I'll show you guys how long I've like done in like test runs. I've done like in test runs. Like when I go up there, I bring back leatherware. All my coworkers like it. Sometimes they even order pieces from me. And then down there, when I go over there, I offload on the Dragon Ball. Mexico loves Dragon Ball. All right, shake off the tree. There's pieces of mulch on it. Even it out. And then I peeled back the mulch at the collar. Some say it should touch, some say it shouldn't. Some say it's okay. I only put like a light layer of it. But for sure, I really don't want 4 or 5 inches of wet mulch up against the trunk. So I'm only lightly covering just the soil. And then here again, look, bam, its own leaf. So it's eating itself. All right, and then another thing, one last thing. We're kind of setting it. So this was the assigned central leader from the nursery. Again, it was only up to here when I painted it. But then, so if you see, all of them are chasing the sun. So all of the, so like, it's kind of like stacked in that direction. Let me put you guys on the tripod so I can explain better. So it's kind of doing this. They're stacked like so. This, the outer layer and even the middle canopy or the center is kind of chasing the sun. So they're just stacked too tight over there. And what I really want to do is kind of open it up by throwing some in this direction. And I'm going to accomplish that by reassigning the central leader. So previously the stake tied off to this one, I'm throwing it over. I apologize for the focus. So I'm throwing it over, pushing it over, now tying off with this one. And it kind of centers it more because it was leaning too far to the right. I still have my 2 Hass avocados, 2 little cados, and a fuerte. The other one didn't make it and just need that gem. Yeah, you do need that gem, bro. You need the gem for sure. All right, so let me tie off. Landscaping tie. Where is it at? Right here. So yeah, let me show you guys what I'm doing. Slightly pushing it over. There. Green landscaping tie. All right, let me bring you in on what I did. That's a nice tree you got there. Thank you, appreciate it. 2-year in ground. Could have had some fruit. Again, was not my focus, not my priority. But yeah, again, reassign the central leader. And again, this is somewhat of a wimpy ass stake. I was already hearing creaking and cracking. For sure it's gonna break. And let me show you guys. This is looking to be like a limb drop right here. Because defoliated, it's not gonna gain any vigor against the other ones under the thick canopy. It might, but it doesn't look very promising. And so if this drops, that's fine. No worries. I know they're strong. They're strong other shoots. Oh, and then clean it up. I don't want no mulch on the tree. But yeah, once again, this was the reshaping of the mound. If you've been following, you know I shape the mounds to maximize water retention. I don't want water, so this is on a downward slope. I don't want water escaping. So yeah, built under this mulch is a caldera. Five feet in diameter. 5 feet in diameter across. At the longest point, it's somewhat oval. And then a built-in caldera. So like a dip, a low. And it's gonna be perfect because that's the tree's drip line. Bam, right there. The winter rains are gonna further drive those roots down. It's night lights. Once again, it's my baby. Our baby, really. Because I'm going to be sharing the fruit with you guys. Primero Dios, you know. So let's get this going and it's going to happen. So just finessing at this point, overdoing it, but evening out the layer of mulch. And yeah, check it out now. Somewhat a little bit more balanced. We did have like some silk grubs that were munching on them. You'll see them because you'll see a leaf shriveled up or like silked up closed like that, and then you open it up and you see them. And they were going at it pretty hard. All right, once again, this was the feeding of the Santa Cruz gem, 2-year in ground. Reshaped the mulch and reshaped the mound and reestablished the mulch. Thank you everybody for watching. Stay tuned. Gwen avocado fruit giveaway. We're drawing Dragon Balls once again. Thank you everyone for the support. Have a good one. Peace. Alex Saldaña, A. Frank Contreras, Princess Azula. One more time, do it right. Alex Saldaña, A. Frank Contreras, and Princess Azula. Thank you for the support, and everybody else who tuned in. No need to comment. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you. Peace.